Welcome back to the Infinite Gold Podcast. How you doing, babe?
I'm doing swell. How you doing?
I'm on like 3.5 hours of sleep. Worked last night into this morning, but I feel pretty good. We're going on date night, so why not?
That's what caffeine's for.
Exactly, right?
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. Good old coffee. So what did you want to talk about before we go on our date night?
I wanted to kind of highlight what inspired us to start focusing and giving more attention to our date nights.
Yeah.
And the importance of it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, once we had kids, that obviously time from you and me was taken away a little bit. So, and we
What time?
What? 3 years ago. When time gets taken away from us, and or I shouldn't say that, but our attention was redirected. Yeah. Our attention was redirected while we were still loving and caring towards each other. A heavy focus wasn't as, there.
Mm-hmm.
So now when we space out time in our schedules, because we know how busy you are, working a ton of overtime left and right, and just day-to-day stuff, because we're like, hey, we got to get this done. We got to get this done. Wait.
Yeah.
We really need date night.
Mm-hmm.
Between you being gone at work for all hours of the night and or day, depending on your schedule, and me being home with the kids and really not having any adult contact or conversations, we need some time for just you and me. We need some adult contact and adult conversations.
You're not having adult conversations with Jackson?
Half the time I don't understand what he's saying. I struggle. I try, and sometimes I'm like, okay, buddy, cool, that sounds good. And then he just looks at me like he's waiting for an answer. And I'm like,
I don't know what you asked me. So.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't have no idea. I'm like, can you elaborate, please? Can you explain to me? Help me understand.
Can you use that in a sentence?
Yeah. So, I think us starting to prioritize squeezing us in on the schedule and having that quality time together, even if it's just for an hour. It doesn't have to be like a full day or weekend kind of deal. I mean, once in a while, like quarterly or something like that, we do like a full day date, like a full on date.
Yeah, which is that's our plan this year.
Yeah,
to get back into doing more of those. And that's kind of where we fell off last year, because exactly what you said. I mean, family, work, starting the businesses, like everything stacks on top of each other, and sometimes we forget like what got us to where we are right now. We didn't get here from doing all this other stuff by ourselves. We got here together, building things, building the family, and we got to keep that going. And that's where I feel like sometimes, I mean, there was parts of last year where we kind of steered different directions, and it was kind of hard. And we always realized that every time we came back to doing more date nights, we kept coming back to doing more things together, like the connection became more real. And that's where I feel like a lot of people, they get into that problem. They get into those slumps, and we're all going to have slumps. Like, we're all going to go through things. It's just, how are we going to get back on track much faster?
Yeah.
Than, like, let's say years of prolonged time away. Like that's where it definitely hurts.
Right. Yeah. No. And I think what we've learned is that even after you're married, it's still so important to date your spouse.
Yes.
You need to still go on dates with each other and keep that spice and that excitement alive.
You got to.
So, it's whether you're trying new things in or outside of the bedroom, you have to go and do new activities and just really have that quality time. And this doesn't just go with our date nights. Yeah. It's also with anything else in life. Be where your feet are. Be more present.
Very true. Very true.
We're on a date. I don't want you to be thinking about work. I don't want to be, you don't want me to be thinking and worrying about what's going on with the kids while they're being babysat. We want to be there, be with each other, and worrying about that present time and what's happening in our immediate atmosphere.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, that's the one other thing that is one of my goals. And if you haven't realized, the main topic of today isn't about date nights and dating your spouse. It's more of goals and goals that we created for this year. And a lot of the goals that we created is around you and I. It's around our business. And your business isn't going to thrive if your relationships aren't thriving. If you're some of the things that we talk about is, for example, your business. You're in a professional pillar based off the infinity model. If your personal life, if your mindset, if your leadership, if that's not strengthening, if that's not working on all cylinders, your business is not going to. Your professional life is not going to. Your wherever you're working is not going to if your home life is not standing strong. Mm-hmm. So we're taking more of the atonement of, yeah, we're going to scale our business and our business is going to take off this year. Yeah. But we're going to do it from the personal pillar of strengthening our relationship with each other, with our family, with our friends. But it starts with us. Yeah,
it starts with us individually. Like, I think the reason we have grown even closer than I feel like we have ever been, our entire relationship, is because we had set our goals on prioritizing ourselves and working on our own personal growth. So that way we can grow as individuals, but grow as a couple.
Yes, without a doubt. And one of those things that I had to reframe from is because I can be on my phone way too much, especially with work and being on call. And then, I mean, we all go through the phase, and I 100% did, is social media. Social media is it's a necessary evil, is what we like to call it now. I mean, yeah. Right now you might be watching this on social media. You might be watching this on YouTube, on Instagram. Yeah. The key takeaways that I want you to get from watching this and or just watching anything is go onto it with a purpose.
Yes.
And that's where we had to try to change our mindset and our goal for this year of less social media, but not necessarily less social media in the aspect of being on it less, but be on it with more of a direction and a reason why we're there. We're going on there to learn. We're going on there to connect. So if we're going to go on there to connect with our friends or family, we're going to go on there for a set period of time. Yep. We're not going to go on there and next thing you know, we're doom scrolling and we're not even connecting with our family or friends. So we didn't even go on there for the reason we did.
Right.
Or for example, I tell myself, and I went through this spiral, I'm going to go on there and I'm going to look up, a few of the people and I'm going to learn some things. And then I looked that up and the next thing you know, I'm down rabbit holes and I'm down memes and I'm like, what? Oh, yep. That was about 45 minutes or why?
Yeah. You've done infinite rabbit holes. Mm-hmm. I just remember when you are stuck at work and yes. it's really slow. Yep. And you're in the middle of report writing and you're like, okay, I'm going to take a breather for a second. I'm going to go and scroll and do this. And you start doing some research and then you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you send me all of your research. I'm like, what are you doing? How did this stem? But one thing, I'm sure you'll notice it too, whenever we go and open up the app of Instagram, for example, it's always opening up to your main feed. It doesn't open up to your own profile or the search engine. Search engine, I think, is almost worse.
They do that for a reason.
Purpose.
Yep.
So whatever is the first, post or reel or what have you is popping up from somebody that you follow and that's in your feed, yep. You're going to see that. And then it's going to trigger you to start looking at other things that may be related to that or continue to scroll in your feed to see what else is there. So when we're going on there, I know now we try to focus more on, okay, how long have I been on for? Mm-hmm. And am I taking in something that's educational or that's going to bring me some benefit and give me something to think about rather than being entertained by freaking cat videos or somebody doing some stupid dance, you know what I mean? That's just for pure entertainment or because we're escaping reality. That's what a lot of people do. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that these days. I'm guilty of it. When I get annoyed or overstimulated with the kids, I pick up my phone and I start scrolling. And then next thing you know, 20 minutes goes by. I was like, oh, crap, I could have been doing this instead.
Yeah.
And I wasn't being present in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's funny when we talk about it, the one place that always pops up is the bathroom. I'm like, got to go to the bathroom. Might as well doom scroll for the next 30 minutes. And then you're like, babe, you done? I was done probably about 25 minutes ago, but, we're in here doing our thing. Maybe it's partial get away from the kids screaming or reality.
Lucky I don't you. I don't get that luxury. I have bathroom attendants with me 24/7.
I don't know. Right now, they are both very daddy right now.
No, I could escape the room without the kids looking. Their backs are turned. They're playing. Yeah. They're busy doing toddler things. I escape to the bathroom, quietly, almost tiptoe, if you will. Quiet as a mouse.
Yeah.
And Lainey somehow figures out like, oh, mom's not in the room. Let's go find mom. Oh,
she's smart.
She goes straight to the bathroom. She goes straight to the bathroom.
She's not dumb.
Well, the other day, I'm sitting on the toilet, and you know how there's like that wall, you know, between like where the door jam is. Yeah, I will admit, I'd lean back and I tried to hide from her, but I'm like, well,
your legs are sticking out. You gotta move your legs. And you're like,
it's kind of like the an ostrich sticking their head in the ground, thinking like, oh shoot, okay, maybe if I can't see them, they can't see me either. And so that was immediately my thought, and I'm like, this is definitely not working. She comes up, she grabs me by the legs, and she's just smiling. Hi, mommy.
So you turn into a kid. If my parents can't see me, they can't.
I did, for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Fun times.
Of course. You got to have the humor in all of it as well. But so what are some other, obviously, so some goals that we've had is more date nights, being more present amongst them, less social media, again, being more present with the family on those side of things. What are some tactics or tools that you've realized that have kind of helped you and or us so that way we can accomplish those set goals that we have for this upcoming year? Like, obviously, because we started this before the new year.
Right.
Like, we started working on this before the but we really made it like this is happening this year. So what has kind of like helped you make this work out and happen?
Well,
it has.
Yeah. Okay. So overall, I think just taking action and being more intentional.
Yeah.
And kind of setting up more of a schedule and organizing and prioritizing, okay, what needs to get done. And, you know, if there's some things that you don't finish on that to-do list that were supposed to be a priority that day, and it carries over to the next day, well, you're like, at least I gave what I had to get, you know, A, B, C, and D done. And if E didn't get finished, you're like, okay, I'll take care of it tomorrow. That'll be the first thing that gets done ahead of the next priority list. So not to like let it fall off, you know, the cliff and forget about it. Be like, oh, I didn't accomplish it today, so it's not that important. And then you forget about it and never get it done. So just being better about making the choices and prioritizing what's important to us and what's important to the steps getting those goals accomplished and taking the everyday steps, you know, whether it's prioritizing doing a project that has to do with our work versus doing the dishes. If you got to let the dirty dishes sit in the sink for a little bit because you've got to get something productive done and you decide to do that rather than tactical avoidance, which is a lot of what I have done and still catch myself doing once in a while. I've gotten way better about it.
So much better, yes.
So much better about it now. So, like, you know, if my house isn't perfectly in tip-top shape, it is what it is. I'm right now, my main focus is to handle our business stuff so that we can take off and accomplish those said goals and those dreams that we are trying to reach. Because if we keep doing it at like an unsteady path, an unsteady pace, and we're kind of just hiccuping along, it's going to take us much longer if we're not focused and diving into what we need to get done. So really being intentional, making better choices with our time, and going by a schedule. No, you don't have to be super, super strict, but you need something to go by. You need some guidelines, something that kind of helps hold you accountable in a way, something accountable on paper. So you get to look back and then, okay, I'm the kind of person, I'm tactile. I like to write things down.
Yeah.
And when I accomplish something, I love the feeling of just checking it off the list.
I've seen your list. Like, your list is all nice and neat, but when you check it off, man, you check the heck out of it off. It's
like,
hilarious.
That is done.
Yeah.
Like, don't even look back. That's done. Moving on. Next one, and just kind of move forward like that.
It's so good.
Leading into that, every time you're accomplishing something and you're checking something off a list, you get this feeling of accomplishment, and that's where you start to get into a little bit of your progress.
Yes.
And when you feel that progress and you're like, oh, shoot, okay, I got this done. I'm doing really well. Like, okay, keep going.
I'm capable of this.
Yeah, I'm capable of this.
Yeah.
You get in momentum and then you don't want to stop.
Nope.
And then because you've gotten so good at it, that's your discipline, not your motivation.
Right there.
Discipline.
That's it right there.
Keeping going. Once you've got your momentum, it's because you've been doing those consistent daily actions.
Hugh.
I love that. Hugh, I'm sorry, I'm using it here.
We're stealing it right now, buddy. It's happening.
It was so good that it's something that we talk about regularly, and we want to share it with everyone here that's listening.
Yeah. So what she mentioned right there is consistent daily actions. Okay, that's one thing that I'll be honest, I'm still working on too. I was not the best at because
Same.
I'm kind of like but we talked about it. Our animals. I'm a buffalo. I just go, and a lot of times is I don't schedule as well, or I don't plan things as well. Like it's planned in my mind, but as you guys know, and anybody that has tried to accomplish something, you can have it in your mind, but if you write it down to paper, then it's there. That's right there is what you want. Because now you could plan it. Now you can create those consistent daily actions that are going to get you to those goals and dreams that you have.
Can I interrupt
Go ahead.
for a second? Another way to like help hold yourself accountable is saying it out loud.
Ooh.
Not just keeping it in your head or
Yes.
writing it down. Say it out loud, because then what's next? Your actions are to follow.
That's exactly it. Your actions aren't going to come from just thinking something. Like you really got to say it out loud. You really got to feel it, embrace it, and go for it. The other thing that I love about saying it out loud, and that's why we're kind of saying it out loud to you guys right now about our date nights and about being more present. Because if you see us not going on date night, you see us not being more present, hold us accountable. That's the thing. When you start saying things out loud to your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody around you, they're going to hold you accountable. We're just human natures. It's going to happen. But hey, buddy, so I heard you were trying to lose 20 pounds. It looks like you gained 20 pounds. Or
here you are eating a Snickers bar.
Or yeah, here you are. Like, what's going on, buddy? So like saying it out loud is going to create those actions. It's going to create those CDAs, consistent daily actions. It's going to get you moving. And I love how you tapped into the discipline versus motivation.
Yeah.
Is everyone thinks that, I've got to have motivation. I got to have motivation. You don't need to have motivation. You're not going to have motivation. I'll be honest right now, my motivation's pretty damn low. Like not much sleep. I'm exhausted. This coffee's helping out tremendously. Us chatting, being together. It's not our date night yet, but it's kind of our date night. We're spending time together like this.
I like this.
This is
part of date night.
This is important.
Yeah.
We're bonding together, and that's something that you can take into account. Like a lot of our date nights, we're not trying to make it so business, but we are obviously in business together.
Yeah.
If some of your time consists of talking about business, let it be like that. Just don't let it be like that for everything, for all the stuff that you do.
Yeah.
But take advantage of those times. Like if you wanted just to be you two, you don't want other people involved. You don't want anything, and this is just you two. Well, you're bonding in a way that we have our dreams and our goals that are very high and very vast. Like we know we've got to work on the business together. So if we're going to do it together, let's do it together. It's going to be way more fun that way.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't think we really look at it as work, because we genuinely enjoy doing what we do, and it's why we do what we do.
Exactly.
Like, I think, like now I lost my train of thought. You want to do what you love and love what you do. So it really doesn't feel like work.
No, it doesn't.
So when we do get on these like conversations with each other, I know we enjoy having those.
Yes.
And so, and we make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's effortless. That's what's also exciting to me, is that we don't have to really try.
Which kind of leads into the date nights. So like before, there's this stigma of like, date nights, that you have to go out to dinner, you have to go do this, you have to go do that. It's like, no, do what you both enjoy doing. Like right now, we enjoy talking to you guys. We enjoy doing this podcast, spending time together. We enjoy coffee. Like we haven't done it in a while, but we're going to now also to have our date nights to make sure we're going to have date mornings or date brunches. Like we love brunch. We love coffee. We'll go to the coffee shop, just hang out, just be with the ambiance. And for example, we're about to go to the shooting range. We're going to go shoot some guns. It's going to be fun. It's enjoyable. So just think like outside the box. Like, what do you two enjoy doing, and go do those things? If it's a hike, like it could be a hike in the afternoon. If it's a gym class, if it's something, just do it together. And that's all you need to have more of that presence amongst each other.
Yeah, it could be whatever you want it to be, whatever you guys enjoy doing the most together. I'd say, like, it's just being intentional with that time.
Yeah, definitely. So we'd like to encourage you guys to start dating each other more. If you're a couple, if you're single, then
date yourself.
Date yourself, exactly.
Date yourself. Like, there's times where, before I met you, babe, and before I was really dating and was just totally single, and I was like, oh, I want a relationship. No, I don't. Like, I want a relationship with myself. I wish, like, back then I knew, like, I should have a better relationship with myself and love myself a little bit more and not be so hard on myself and take more time to date me. Date me so I know myself better. So when I do meet somebody and the time is right, that, like, I know who I am, and I know who and or what I'm looking for.
Whew, that's good. Yeah. So go that route. Also, write down your goals, write down your dreams for 2025. Say it out loud. Say it to everybody around you. Let's all hit 2025 running. Let's make it a great year. If you guys have any questions, if you'd like us to talk about any future topics or anything like that, comment them below in the YouTube. This will be there. Or you could shoot us an email, shoot us a DM on Instagram. We'd love to answer those questions for you. But we love all you guys, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Laters.